Hello and welcome. Happy Tuesday, Pinkfresh Studio fans. It's release day today and I'm excited to show you our newest release called Sunshine and Smiles. And you can see it's a big one. We have lots of fun goodies in store for you. And I'm going to go ahead and show you our first product suite. Consists of a cling stamp, a 4x6 cling stamp, so this fills an A2 panel nicely. And it's one piece and has this beautiful garden, sort of meadow, collection of flowers. So you have some buttercups, you have some sort of lavender-like flowers, lots of different ones. And it's a beautiful set, or a beautiful stamp. And coordinating with this stamp, we have a press plate. This one is also one piece. So you can use this for hot foiling, for a letterpress effect with your Spellbinder's Letterpress system, or you can use it for dry embossing, which I've already done, and I know that a lot of the design team has also used this for dry embossing because it gives a beautiful textured effect in your backgrounds. And I will show you some project samples in a second. Next up, we have the coordinating one-piece die, and you can already see that this also cuts out all of the inside details, like the spaces in between the flowers, and I will show you a cutout version in a moment. And we also have a coordinating 6-piece layering stencil set. Now, this set, we have two different design options. We did something similar with a set in the past, and here we have, so this is what it would look like if you used all of the 6 stencils to color in your image. So you would color in all of the flowers and all of the leaves, or if you use only stencils 1, 2, and 3, you could get this sort of half colored, half black and white look for just some sort of highlights in the colors. So I think this is also a really nice option, or you could go completely crazy and use just the stencils you want for lots of different effects. And I'm going to show you 2 different cards so you can get an idea of what you can create with this. So hold on. This is the card I created in last week's live together with Raquel. Hers look a lot different and absolutely stunning. So here I only used the stamp in the background and then the layering stencils to color in this sort of heart shape. And you can see that already the stamp is a beautiful image. Or here I used the press plate for a hot foil effect with some gold foil. And I also used the coordinating layering stencils and the coordinating die to die cut this piece out. And you can see all of these openings that you get. So you get this very intricate die cut, and it's perfect for a technique like this with sort of an acetate card front. So lots of beautiful ideas with this set. Now next up we have another 4-piece product suite. This one is called Guiding Light, and it contains a 4x6 clear stamp set with one piece stamp for the image, and then you have 7 separate stamps for sentiments, and you have some that are more of this sort of serif font, and then some that have the combination of the scripty and the serif font, just like we had in some of our past product suites. And these sentiments go perfectly with this image of a lighthouse. So you have sentiments like "Your light leads the way," "Thanks for always showing the way," "Let your light shine," "I'll be by your side through every storm," "Let hope be your light," and "Your kindness has made all the difference." And for the coordinating die set, you get, this is a 6-piece set, so you get 1 die that cuts out the lighthouse with this little house and the sort of bushes. And then you get 4 dies for the larger scripty sentiments, and then another die, this piece right here, to cut out a little fence. So here's a design, sort of a mock-up on the back that you can use as a guide for coloring your image. or also for arranging it. But this is, of course, just, you know, an example. Then the coordinating press plate contains the image as well as the 4 scripty sentiments. So you can use this again for hot foiling, letterpress, and dry embossing. And then the coordinating layering stencils, these are really fun because not only do you get 3 stencils, so this is a 6-piece set, not only do you get 3 stencils to color in the lighthouse together with the little house and the bushes, but you also get 3 stencils to create sort of a scene and with a beautiful background. So you get this one to create your sky, and it leaves out these little clouds. Then you have the next one for some highlights or shadows on the clouds. Here you can create your sea and then a little path that leads up to the house. And then the third one is there to sort of ink blend a mountain, or not a mountain, a hill or a meadow. And then you have this piece here for sort of a rock in the background. And I'm going to show you some cards I created with this. So this one right here is with a very classic sort of traditional sea color scheme. And here I used just a stamp to stamp my image and then ink blended it. And I used the press plate for my sentiment. And you can create these beautiful 3D scenes with this set. That's perfect for it. And then here you can see a completely different color scheme and the press plate with some hot foiling. So you can create lots of different scenes, lots of different color schemes, and our design team has already been very creative with it too. Now, the next product suite is called Keepsakes of the Heart, and again, it's a 4-piece product suite consisting of a 4x6 clear stamp set, coordinating dies, press plate, and layering stencils. And this one contains, again, a 1-piece stamp for the illustrations. So you have 3 sort of leafy floral branches, and then you get 5 different sentiments. Some things like filled with gratitude for your friendship, friends are the keepsakes of the heart, you're the perfect mix of kindness and grace, and so on. And for all of these sentiments and the illustrations, there is a coordinating press plate, and then also a coordinating die for, again, all of the sentiments, the illustrations, and something else. This piece right here, and you will see in a second what that is for. So when you use the coordinating 6-piece layering stencils, 2 of the stencils color in these sort of kind of like perfume bottles, glass bottles, or small vases. And the die is there, as you can see, to die cut these out. And now the remaining 4 layering stencils are there to color in the image. Now here in the back you can get an idea of what this could look like. And then here I have a card sample with it. So you can see one of the vases, these branches, and then in the background, what I was talking about earlier, I used the Garden Medley press plate for a dry embossed textured effect. And here are some design team examples with this set. Now the final 4-piece product suite in this release, there are more products in this release, but this is the final 4-piece one. It's called Timeless Tulips, and it again has a 4x6 clear stamp set with 1 large illustration as 1 stamp, and then 2 sentiments, just a little thank you, and with you through every season. And the coordinating dies cut out all of these 3 pieces, and the coordinating press plate again for all 3 pieces. And here's an example of what it can look like when you use the layering stencils. So there is a 5-piece layering stencil set to color in the different parts of this image. And this image has a great size. because you can fill most of a card front without, completely filling it, but it takes up a large part of it, and you can try lots of different color combinations with the layering stencils and also different effects. Here I just used the stamp, for the sentiment I used the press plate for some hot foiling, and then you can, try lots of different looks for this one. And here are some design team examples again. Now in this release, we also have a sentiment and die product suite. This one is called Sunshine and Smiles. So this is the namesake of our release. And it's an 8-piece 4x6 clear stamp set consisting of 8 sentiments, all revolving around the theme of sunshine and smiles. So you have lots of different sentiments for various occasions. Something like soak up the sunshine, here's to a bright and beautiful season, feeling grateful and sending a little sunshine in return, bright smiles, happy hearts, and endless loves, so grateful for our friendship. And then you also have wishing you a birthday filled with sunshine and smiles. But this one is the only one that's sort of themed. All of the other ones can work for lots of different occasions. And then the coordinating die has a die for each of the sentiments. And this one coordinates perfectly, of course, with all of the products I've already shown you and with lots of products in your stash, because these sentiments are very, general, versatile. But we also have 2 die and stencil only product suites in this release. So you don't have any sentiments that go with it, but you could easily use the Sunshine and Smile stamp set I just showed you. So we have this Summer Fun product suite. This one has this cute little 2-piece die. And as you can see, this is smaller than most of our dies. So you get the 1 die for some summery icons like a sun, some flip-flops, a popsicle, palm tree, sunglasses, and so on. And then this die right here, I'm going to show you in a second what this does, and it's really fun. But first I want to show you the coordinating stencils. So it's a 2-piece stencil set, but there's actually 4 different layers. So we put 2 layers on each stencil, and then we have these registration marks again, these triangles. So if you're not familiar with our stencil and die only product suites, to make things easier for you for lining up the stencils and also for lining up the die, is we include these little triangles as sort of registration marks. So you would color them in with your ink while ink blending. And then when you've done that on your first layer, you could use your second layer and just look for these triangles, line them up, and then everything else will line up automatically. And the same goes for the die. So you would line up the triangles of the die with your ink blended ones, and you get a perfect die cut every time. Now, this is a design idea, and this is what the second die is for. So let me show you my card sample. So here you can see that this die right here cuts out 2 rows of holes where you could string or thread some twine or embroidery floss through. You could go crazy with your color scheme, do it in rainbow order. You could just do 1 single color. You could also skip some of the holes or do like a different pattern, like a crisscross with your threads, whatever comes to mind. And then you have these cute little icons that already have some holes in them, so you could string them on your floss and just create a cute little card. And you could even do like a garland, or you can easily use these little icons on their own, so you don't have to use them with the thread. It's just an option, and you could cover up the holes with some little jewels or gems, or just leave them as is if this doesn't bother you. So I think it's a very fun, versatile set, and it's perfect, I think, for scrapbooking and mini albums too, so not only for card makers. Now, next up, we have the Petal Perfection product suite. This is a 1-piece die. So we had something similar in past releases already, Again, you have these triangles for lining up your stencils and your die. So you can see here you get 4 different stems and then 4 different versions for the top of the stem. So you have different sort of levels of the flower opening. So you have a little flower bud and then, a small one and a larger one, some with leaves, some of the stems, and then you also have this one leafy branch. And you can see that this die also adds some beautiful details on the inside. So these actually are cut. Not sure if you can see that on camera. I think so. And on the leaves as well. And we have a 4-piece layering stencil set to color in these flowers, and they are super quick and easy to use. I already created or used this for pretty much every color family that we have with our inks. So I created this card, for example, where I used 3 different colors for the flowers, and then this card as well with some tone on tone. So you can go completely crazy with your colors. You could do like just yellow flowers, the yellow petals on one panel, then do a different color on the next one, die cut them all out, and then you have lots of different ones to mix and match. Now we have 4 more products. So we have 2 more dies, 2 fantastic new additions to our Essentials dies. We have the single stitch rectangles. It's a 7-piece die set, and the largest one cuts an A2 panel, and all of them only cut the outside, and then you have the single stitch line around this, around the outside for some detail. And the inside will not be cut, so you could use these to cut a panel. Or if you use more than one, so here, for example, I used it to cut this panel out, or on this one, I used 2 of the dies to create a frame. And then this one, probably my favorite of the 2, is the dotted postage square. We already have the rectangle or the rectangular version of this from a past release, and now we have a square version. So you've probably already spotted this on some of the card samples I've shown you. So here I just layered up almost all of the, I think all of the die cuts. Then here I used it for my background. And here I cut the second largest one a few times and used it to create a background. So again, another one that you can get very creative with and a very versatile one, I think. And last but not least, we have 2 new products, or well, 1 product in 2 different versions. We are adding some adhesives to our lineup. So we have our Precision Clear Craft Glue. We have 2 different sizes. We have the half an ounce size and the 2-ounce bottle. Now this one is sort of a glue pen with this sort of finer tip. And it's the same adhesive in both bottles, and those of you who did our Cards for Him event with us already got a sneak peek of this in a different size. So the adhesive or the glue that you got as a swag for your event kit is the same glue. And this is made in USA, acid-free glue. It goes on white, but it dries clear, and it has a very strong hold. So it's perfect for card making, for scrapbooking, for adding small sentiments, embellishments, or even, for small gems and jewels. So yeah, we have those 2 bottles or those 2 sizes, and are very excited to extend our collection of sort of studio essentials. So I hope you enjoyed a closer look at this release and you are as excited about it as we are. Now, as always, we are giving away the full release on this video. All you have to do is leave a comment below telling us what your favorite product or products is. And also make sure to check out our blog hub for more chances to win and lots of inspiration with this beautiful release. Thank you everyone, take care, and hope to see you soon.